Hey guitar friends, this is Prokopis from String Systems, and this is one of those rare lessons where I'm not holding a guitar. But that's because I want to talk about something that has the power to make or break your progress as a guitar player. We'll talk about developing an effective practice routine. If your time is limited and you have in the past wasted time practicing ineffectively, then I believe this is for you. In my experience teaching hundreds of private students, I find that almost everyone needs to work on some things in here before their actual practice becomes effective. These kinds of lessons on mindset and attitude are extremely valuable, so if you'd like to get the complete series, you can get it for free using the link below. Now, if you're still here, let's get into today's lesson. Whenever we start learning a new subject or begin a new course, we feel excited and our mind is in the best possible attitude to assimilate information and make progress. That's why it's a great idea to have multiple parts in your practice routine. If your time is limited, it can only be 2 parts, but it's better than having just one subject. This way you take advantage of the heightened attention mode your mind gets into when switching, in contrast to the diminishing returns effect that happens when you stay stuck on the same subject for a long period. So, in addition to the improvisation concept, which we added to our routine yesterday, I believe that it's extremely important to add a technique/warm-up part at the beginning of your session. For most players, this makes a much bigger difference than you might expect. So for today, if you're a string practice partner, navigate to Economy Picking Bootcamp and check out the first tremolo picking drill. Or if you're watching this on social media, then I recommend that you find a tremolo practice exercise and start with that. Tremolo gets your picking hand warmed up and oriented so that it doesn't interfere with your improvisation practice later. You see, it takes more mental processing than you think to control the picking hand, and that takes away from your focus on your improvisation practice. But a simple technical warm-up can put your picking in autopilot and free you up for other things. Now, this particular drill has a fretting element as well, which can serve as a warm-up for the other hand and also work a bit on two-hand coordination. After you're warmed up and ready to go, you can return to your pentatonics improvisation practice for the second part of your practice routine. There are 3 types of guitar skills. On the physical surface level, we have technical skills. Then when we go deeper, we have mental skills, like knowing where the right notes are, understanding what works where, fretboard logic, and so on. And then at the emotional level, we have things like feel, creative imagination, musical storytelling, things like that. These are the things that really make music music. Because if it was all about technique and theory, a machine would be making better music than humans. But on the contrary, even people with seemingly limited musical education have written great songs that touch us. So there's little doubt that this emotional level is important. But you know what? Many times, the reason people can't bring out this creative side is that they are too busy trying to control their fingers and figure out where the right notes are on the fretboard. That's why music education is focused on technique and mental training. You need to have these 2 developed and automated as much as possible before you see your creativity come out. Many of you have this feeling that you're inspired and get worked up to play, and then when you try to do it, it doesn't come out right. That's usually because the foundation of technique and fretboard knowledge is not there. Maybe you learned some things, but they're not automated, so your mind is busy with that, and that's blocking your creativity from flowing out. So practice some technique even if you don't intend to be a super fast player. Work on your scales and improvisation concepts, for example, SFS pentatonics, and then, based on that, spend some time being creative with your guitar. Our practice session should be organized accordingly. First, you warm up technically, then you work on mental subjects like mastering the fretboard, using the string fragment system, adding new improvisation ideas to your soloing, and so on. And lastly, you relax and develop your emotional musical side by spending some time experimenting creatively and loosely with what you already know. No one can teach you this part. You automatically get influenced by the music you love to listen to and by your personal life experiences. But what allows this to flow out is to first build a solid technical and mental foundation. So our routine now has 3 parts. If you don't have too much time, then you just do a few minutes of each and see how that feels. Tomorrow we'll add a very interesting new thing to our routine. See you then.